Hello everyone, once again. Today we have our guest, special guest, because he does very special things for all of us. From Rainfund.ai, Aseem Singhal, a co-founder. Today he is with us, and we will talk about what Rainfund does, what Aseem does, right, and what is there in it for you. Thank you, Aseem, for joining us today and accepting our invite in very short notice.
Thanks, Ashish.
First of all, so without wasting our time, because audiences want to hear you more, it is your day. Is basically that start with your background and maybe tell us more about Rainfund.ai. What I know that Rainfund.ai makes you help more money using through a stock market, right?
That's right.
And it's algo based
Yes.
application. So we would like to hear more from you, Aseem.
Sure. Thanks for the introduction, Ashish. My name is Aseem. I am a computer engineer by education. I did my engineering from Singapore, and then I got a chance to work at leading investment banks. So I worked at JP Morgan Chase. I worked at Deutsche Bank Singapore. Then I got a chance to work at Deutsche Bank London. After that, I went for my MBA. I did my MBA from IE Business School, Spain, and Kellogg School of Management, Northwestern University.
Great.
So I came back about 6 years back.
Mm-hmm.
Came back to India, and after coming back, I was pushed into entrepreneurship because I come from a family of entrepreneurs. So I was
second generation post.
Yes. So I was helping my dad in his factory, but I realized that that's not the kind of business that I'm looking for.
Sure.
So that's when we started working on Rainfund. So this actually, the idea came about 3 years back with my co-founder Raghu, and that's how Rainfund was born. So basically what Rainfund does is we manage people's money, but we do not invest in stock market. We invest in derivative market.
Oh, okay.
So that means, for example, a mutual fund only makes money when your stock goes up. Correct? But when we invest in derivatives, we can make money even when the stock goes down.
Okay.
So that is the inherent benefit. And on average, we expect to make about 30 to 35% returns annually.
Good news for I. Okay. So, is as you said, this is algo based. So, how people use it? So, they have to do anything, or they have to just give the money to you and then Rainfund takes care of it?
So there are two parts to it. The first part is when you give us the money. So we manage your portfolio, and it's everything, as you mentioned, is completely algo based. So I, as a fund manager, I am not taking any trade. The computer, the system already knows how to take the trade. So it's everything is done automatically. Everything is done algorithmically.
Okay.
All our systems have been tested for last 20-30 years. So we have, so it's very much numerical quants driven, and that's how we are able to get the alpha, the edge over market.
Sure.
That's one part of the business.
Sure.
Where the customer initially is actually not doing anything. They're just giving us the money, and we are basically managing their fund. The second part is actually where we teach students, other traders, how to trade algorithmically.
Okay.
So that's a more hands-on experience where we will handhold them and take them through the algorithmic trading journey. Because what we've realized in India, there are not too many algorithmic funds right now. So we want to be pioneers in this, where students and other traders are making money by algorithmic trading.
Sure. So that's a good insight, I think, so about the business, how it works today. And is there any minimum investment criteria to invest through you?
Yes,
through Rainfund?
Generally, we require 25 lakh rupees to be invested in the fund, because we deploy different systems, and to hedge your entire portfolio, we need this much amount of money. For starters, we also start with 10 lakh rupees, but after 3 months, there is a strict problem that we need to increase to 25 lakhs. Otherwise, we will not be able to hedge your portfolio.
Okay, that's nice. So I would say that definitely looks like a customer is B2C.
Yes,
it's
definitely.
all B2C.
It's B2C. Right. Most of our customers are HNIs.
Yeah, obviously, 25 lakh rupees investing at a time, yes, definitely HNI. Now coming back to our entrepreneurs who are watching this interview, or so there are people who are entrepreneur already started their journey, and there are people who are students, basically who are students in the colleges and all, are about to think about their startups. So for them, some questions I will ask is like that, always a question that whether I should bootstrap or go for funding. If I have to go for funding, at what stage I should go for funding, what kind of models are funded, where the market is. So since you come from the background of trading as well, and you know where the industry is going and which industry is doing good and what is the portfolio in future coming in, so maybe what is your advice to them, especially for bootstrapping versus funding, and what stage and what stage not? So early stage founders के लिए बोल रहा हूँ.
Right. So actually, I meet a lot of entrepreneurs, and this is a question which I've been asked a lot of times.
Yes.
My suggestion would be to first look at your business.
Sure.
Assume if you were to put your own money, will this business work?
Right.
If the answer is yes, only then go for funding. That's the first thing. Do not think the business model is not to get money from the investors. That is not your business model. Your business model should be your business.
Right.
We delayed our funding at a very late stage. And we were very pertinent that we will take a very small chunk. Our aim was to get the networks because of the funding, not the money.
Sure. Yeah.
The main aim for every entrepreneur should be that your business is self-sustainable. So correct. Generally, as I said, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I would say try to make a business where funding is least needed.
Sure. The most business sustains initial stage if you are able to sustain. To make a business big, it's not required that you need to be funded. First of all,
yes, I do not think so. Yes, I think that's what a lot of people would say to the VCs, that we want funding to grow our business.
Yes,
I think you are probably just trying to do it fast.
Right.
But diluting your equity, if you already know that your business is good, why not wait half a year more and
so there are so many perspectives of doing business. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm talking about again the funding point when it comes to that. Okay, if I'm not raising fund, so definitely I should have a business model which somebody in my locality is, or my customer is able to buy my services or put money in my product or whatever it is, test out that and then see how it goes.
Yes.
And then if you feel really that this is really a scalable, large scalable, and you can multiply that faster, then probably look for funding, and otherwise you can always sustain.
Yes.
And that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. So this is bootstrap versus funding at this stage. What about the challenges, like in terms of when they start working at the early stage, Molo is an MVP product which they are building? What are the kind of challenges you would have faced, which you would like to share that as a learning, and from there they can take it forward?
I think the first challenge was that, for example, me and my co-founder, we were not drawing any salaries.
Sure.
But we had developers on board as well. And as a business, we were supposed to pay them money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the big challenge was to keep motivating them, because if you're bootstrapped, probably they are worth 1 lakh rupees, but you're able to pay just 25,000.
Yeah.
So the major challenge was to keep them motivated, to show them the big picture that initially probably you're working for a less amount of money. Is about the big picture. After 4 years, that's where we want to go.
Right.
So I think the main motivation part was there for our employees. You as an entrepreneur can do whatever you want for yourself. You can take less money. You can work in the garage, whatever. But you have to take care of your employees.
Absolutely.
And that's where the motivation comes. So I think that was the learning part for us, because we had 2 developers and they were taking really meager salaries. But I think we did something good for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have worked for us.
Absolutely. They stayed back with you, and that's why they helped you to finish your product.
Yes. And after we launched and we got the funding, our business is already profitable. So as promised, we hiked their salaries, and we even paid them when they were working for less. We paid them the extra amount.
Arrears, kind of a thing. Yeah, which was not probably promised.
Yes.
But we gave them as a bonus. That's a good gesture. I think, to make them stay. One more question comes by entrepreneur, early stage entrepreneur who are starting, is that whether it should be a product or a service, right? So, to start a venture, the biggest problem or biggest discussion they have among themselves when they want to start which business they should start, right? So, any tip on that area?
I think it's more about your own gut feel and what you are more confident about. As you said, every business can be a product and a service. Right now, Rainfund is a service. I could sell my algorithm to someone, then it becomes a product. But I feel that since it's something which cannot be copied that easily, I would rather just keep going for service.
Okay.
So I, as an entrepreneur, I'm more interested in service because I believe in it. But if you are looking for quick exit, probably then the product is the way to go.
In few years you're going to exit or something. Yeah. So Algo is a product actually per se, but you yourself is scaling it. It's like a product and service mix now.
Yeah. So right now we are using it
using
as
a product and then
as a
giving
service.
a service.
But for example, as I said, I could sell that algorithm because it's an IP. I can sell it to someone. I can make it a software and sell it.
Or maybe you can ask the people to subscribe to it and use it themselves.
Yes. So
that is another way of.
But we are not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing it. Correct. That's a good thing. In terms of investors, when you talk about, so after they suppose started a company and they decided which way to go for, and then they decide, okay, I will go bootstrap, and then suppose stage reaches where they feel that, okay, I think so this can be scaled.
Sure.
Right. And we should start reaching to investor or whatever. So is there any suggestion or advice or suggestion to them that how to approach investor, what are the best way, and how to value the company, etc.? Any idea on that front you want to give it?
Before going to the investor, I think there are a lot of steps.
Yes.
The first step is probably to talk to your current customers. You have thought in your mind that I am ready to scale.
Right.
But probably that's not the complete scenario.
Correct.
So firstly, you need to be extremely confident, extremely focused. You should know 100% that your product is scalable. It's not just in your mind, because every entrepreneur loves his product. That's the best part.
They fall in love with that.
So you need to verify yourself and with the others that this is scalable. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, when you go for any investor, and I'm guessing it's a Series A, that the question is about Series A.
No, initial.
Okay, even
before that.
So
maybe first.
Okay, then I think that have a very candid discussion with a VC or with an investor. Lay your cards on the table and talk to him as a friend, because you are not just taking the money. If it's the first stage, you want him to be there till the end. You are not just looking for a quick exit. You want this to go to Series B, C, D.
Right.
So you need to have a very good rapport, and I think that's what the VCs would like as well. If you tell them, look, I need the money exactly for this. I need the money for my legals. I want the money for my marketing, and I'll probably put a little bit of money in for my technology as well. And sir, I am actually looking for a 1 lakh salary as well. If you tell them this, then it is fine. Maybe they negotiate it, they bring it to 50,000. That's fine. But rather than not telling them the entire truth and keeping them in the dark, I think that's what serves the relationship between you and your investor, which is not the good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of coming back to again MVP, are there any guidelines one should follow that, okay, in my minimum viable product, this is the strategy I should follow and test my product in the market? So maybe some tips for creating MVP here for entrepreneurs. So
it depends on obviously depends on the kind of business that you're in, but I would say the MVP should definitely have some role of a supplier.
Sure.
So your business will have some kind of suppliers, people who are feeding in raw materials, technology,
supply, demand, whatever. Yeah.
So the MVP should definitely have that as well. Because mostly what I've seen, MVP is made thinking what the customer wants. Demand side. But you should also know if this MVP is working, then is the supplier ready? What happens if your MVP is very good, but you make the complete product, but then your backend is not able to sustain it?
Correct.
So I think that's where I've seen that a lot of mistakes happen. That MVP is only seen front and not at the back.
Not at the back. One more question comes many times, that people start the business or they want to have some idea in the college or maybe after the working profession also, right? It's always, I have another question there, that whether it should be after experience or it should be just after the college, right? That's also another thing. So coming back to that question first, is that people ask that, okay, coming out of the college and starting something. I met many of the founders like that. Some of them succeed, yeah, that's fine. But the people who are funded, the people who are growing, the percentage of experience holder is higher, right? So what is that your view?
Okay, let me ask you a question then. People go for marriages after they are out of college, 20s, and there are people who get married at 35.
Right.
And some of them have a very happy life. Most of them have a very happy life. There are few who fail.
Right.
I think it's the same with the business. I think the age is just a number.
Absolutely.
You should be very committed to your business. That's the first thing.
Right.
And the numbers should work.
Yeah.
It should not just be ideas.
Right.
It should work on your Excel sheet. I think then
first and then
yes,
on the ground.
Yes. And that's
Yes.
when I think you should do the jump. Go for, like, jump the gun. Obviously, if you have some kind of baggages or some kind of a responsibility, then that is where I think you were asking the question, that obviously then a more experienced person would be able to handle it better.
Yes.
Because you already have some money in the bank.
Yes.
So something to take care of your payments, all the expenses.
Correct.
But if that is not the case, I think the age should not matter.
Yeah, like Elon Musk has recently said that 45 is now new 25. Yes. Right. So that's how it is. Any day, any date, any age you can start the business. Great. The one more thing which comes from people, and when I was just talking to many of the founders before taking these interviews, that what are your question you want to ask, right? Two more question came into their mind. Is one is that sometime when you go and raise the fund, and when you are raising it, when you are starting it, the first investor asks you to change your business models, right? They say, no, this will not work, this will work. What should they do in terms of whether they should finally, go with the investor thought, or they should, what they believe in, what they thought before starting is to stick to that?
Again, I personally think that your aim is not to get an investor. Your aim to make your business grow.
Correct. I'm saying the situation is that
if an investor gives you some pivot, take it rationally. First, observe that rationally. Don't worry about the investment. Take it as a feedback. If with or without investment, would you do this? That's the thing.
That's the thing.
If your answer is yes, go for the investor.
Go for it.
If your answer is no, I think no, you should not go for it.
Absolutely. What do you believe, what you started, what you thought of,
but
you need to focus.
But we need to be rational.
Absolutely.
Maybe he's right. And I would say he might probably be right, because he has seen hundreds of pitches.
Pitches and failures and successes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if he's giving that idea, because of some idea, because of some experience.
Yes.
So take it rationally.
Yes. And the last thing is like some people started the company or started the venture, but a solo founder, right? Yes. So and it happens. It happens. They succeed also, but beyond a point, if they are scaling, they've been advised to have co-founders. What is your take on that?
I've had few businesses before this. I would say personally, when I'm a single co-founder, right? I'm the sole founder of a startup. It's hard. It's hard, firstly, because I cannot be good in all the areas.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing. Secondly, I only have to, then when I'm there, no one is there to question me. So I am overconfident. Whatever I'm thinking, I know that's the best, because no one is bouncing their ideas.
Or vulnerable to make mistakes.
Yes. So personally, I feel that there should be at least two co-founders. But obviously, if there are too many co-founders, then too many cooks spoil the broth.
Yes.
So my suggestion would be to have between 2 to 3 co-founders. That's always helpful. As you mentioned, there are a lot of successful single startups.
Yeah.
Is there, but probably that's an exception.
Yeah, that's an exception actually. Complementary skill in the founders are the key.
Yes.
You cannot be a production guy also and maybe a sales and marketing also, right? Even if you are, you will have to split the role so that you can spend the time well in terms of focused approach. I agree. So on the last question is on the any don'ts like those we discussed, which you would like to communicate to early stage entrepreneurs.
Don't say no. Don't say no to any idea. The idea may come from a peon, but don't say no. Listen to them. We should listen more than we talk.
Sure.
I think that's the best thing that we should do. Do not say no.
Correct. Maybe explore more and then
Yes.
you make a rational decision there after that. So thank you, Aseem. I think so we spent a good time and lot of learning for our viewers who are watching this. And thank you once again to accept and come over to the studio, because generally people traveling is a problem, right? And within Delhi. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Ashish.
Let's meet up